just Israel. No, they're a proxy of Israeli interest. They're not just Israel pawns. What does pawns mean? What is he trying to say? Pawns? Because they are. What is this? Israeli website claims ISIS commander revealed as Mossad agent. Israel just takes advantage of that Sunni Shia hatred. That's crazy. That's really interesting. What religious sect is Hamas again? It almost feels like there's a fuck ton of Sunni militancy in the region that isn't ISIS, including in occupied Palestinian territory. So I'm a little confused by this. I actually don't know. Hamas and the Palestinian population is Sunni. They're not Shia. Israel just takes advantage of that Sunni Shia hatred is fucking bullshit. They think you're saying every member of ISIS is a Mossad agent? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But ISIS is an Israel proxy in the region. It is not an accident. The things that I just described to you, the factually correct information, I don't blame Sunni Muslims at all, but Sunni from Iraq have been victims that Iran made. That's why they join ISIS. You think the broad majority of ISIS fighters joined ISIS because of Iranian violence? Check it out. Ask them. No, the broad majority. Like the fact that America's invasion of Iraq did not actually contribute to the destabilization of Iraq. You think it was Iran that did this? Iran is the reason. Like, Iran did play a role in Iraq alongside the United States of America, as a matter of fact. Iran was giving strike targets to American intelligence. The one time ISIS attacked Israel, it apologized. Ex-defense minister says ISIS apologized to Israel for a November clash. Moshe Ya'alon's office refused to elaborate after alluding to contact with terror group. Former defense minister Moshe Ya'alon on Saturday said the Islamic State terrorist group in the Syrian Golan Heights apologized for attacking Israeli unit. There was one case recently where Daesh opened fire and apologized, Ya'alon said, using the terror group's Arabic name. This was an apparent reference to a clash that took place near the Syrian border last November, in which IDF troops exchanged fire with members of the Islamic State affiliate. After a brief gun battle, the Israeli military attacked the terrorist group with airstrikes and tank fire, killing 4 of them. Israel and much of the Western world considers the Islamic State affiliate in the Syrian Golan Heights, known as Khalid ibn al-Walid Army, to be a terrorist group. Communication with them is technically illegal under Israeli law, constituting contact with an enemy agent. Ya'alon was speaking at an event in the northern city of Afula. He was interviewed on stage by Eli Levy, a Channel 10 news correspondent. Isn't ISIS a U.S. proxy that Israel also supports? Yes. And because America cannot directly fund ISIS, they fund it through NATO allies in the region. His comment about the Islamic State's apology was made as a part of a broader point about Israel's policy for Syria, which is largely non-interventionist. Such as Turkey, and Israel. Ironically enough, Israel and Turkey. There is a literal former Al-Qaeda commander that is now in charge of Syria. And now that former Al-Qaeda commander, after shaving pieces of his beard a little bit and putting on a suit, is going to be playing a formative role in the second Abraham Accords that's taking place. Does this not strike anyone as odd? Does this not even remotely make anyone interested in the background of how ISIS has worked in the region? What are we talking about? Look at what the Iraqi guy says above. What? The same shit I'm saying. All I'm saying is that you're getting Iranian violence out of ISIS equation. It feels unfair to Sunni Muslim victims and rebels from Iraq. Are you fucking trying to defend ISIS right now? What the fuck is going on? I am Iraqi. The reception of ISIS in Iraqi West was positive at the start because the government was basically terrorizing Sunnis, and the government of Iraq at the time was extremely oppressive to Sunnis, and that directly came from the failure of rebuilding and fear-mongering that happened after 2003. That guy is not saying what you're saying, dumbass. That guy is describing America's fucking destabilization efforts in the region, even though there were prior instances of violence against Sunni populations in Iraq. The major, like ISIS's formation is a direct consequence of America's destabilization in Iraq. What are we doing? Here's direct proof. Saving their sworn enemy. Heart-stopping footage shows Israeli commandos rescuing wounded men from Syrian war zone. But why are they risking their lives for Islamic militants? Elite Israeli troops rescued wounded Syrians from the world's worst war almost every night. They have saved more than 2,000 people since 2013 at a cost of 50 million shekels. Many are enemies of Israel, and some may even be fighters for groups affiliated to Al-Qaeda. Mail Online embedded with Israeli commandos stationed on the border between Israel and Syria. Dramatic video filmed by Mail Online and the Israeli army shows that these operations taking place. Israel says that the operation is purely humanitarian, but analysts believe Israel also has strategic reasons. Like, I can't believe we're taking this like major sidestep here. It's so fucking stupid. Especially as it pertains to Syria. Virtually every group, including warring factions, are all still either directly or indirectly supported by America. Sometimes by way of Israel, in other instances by way of Turkey, and this also, yes, includes ISIS. America, for example, supports the Kurdish militancy in the region. America also is a primary supporter of Turkey, which constantly fights against the Kurdish militancy in the region. Turkey also directly fights against the Kurdish militancy in the region with its own Turkish military. Turkey also funds and offers training to different factions that are also Salafists, maybe not directly ISIS, okay, but also incredibly fucking radical fundamentalists. We talk about like decapitation videos and stuff like that. People that do shit like that, including but not limited to HTS, which is run by Jolani, a former leader of ISIS and Al-Qaeda, who now is the leader of Syria. Anyway. Trump, guys like Schumer, our great Palestinian senator. This guy, no, he's changed. He used to like Jewish people. Now he's totally against Jewish people.
It is crazy, and it's so demeaning, and they don't want to change. I see it the other day. Guys like Schumer, our great Palestinian senator. This guy, no, he's changed. He used to like Jewish people. Now he's totally against Jewish people. It's the most incredible transformation I think I've ever seen. In 14 seconds, it is crazy, and it's so demeaning, and they don't want to change. I see hundreds of things.
This is Big Beautiful Bill, which we'll get to in a second. All right, we covered this. Do Turkish shouters get mad when he points stuff out? Yes, very mad. Anyway, Eric Adams launches re-election campaign, accuses Mamdani of anti-Semitism.
Overshadowed by so many external things, particularly lawfare. I went through 15 months of just constant beating, but yet I'm still here. The resiliency of a New Yorker.
The New York City mayor's race is heating up. A few hours from now, Eric Adams will formally launch his re-election campaign as an independent. He's taking on Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani in November and wasting no time in calling him a complete phony. So things are just heating up. Brian Yennis has more. It's going to be a race for the ages, Brian.
Yeah, it really is, Dana. And Mayor Eric Adams isn't just calling Zohran Mamdani a phony. He's calling him anti-Semitic. In fact, End Anti-Semitism is a cornerstone of the Adams re-election campaign that he is launching today as an independent. Now, some Jewish New York City...
That's so funny. I love this because Eric Adams is hilarious. And he's also a huge clown. And the fact that he's running on the End Anti-Semitism ticket makes things even funnier because he not only just did a fucking thing with Sneeko, okay, who is a Holocaust denier. He did like a collaboration with Sneeko and Amber Rose. He did this like stream with them. But on top of that, hold on, where was I? What was I going to show? Oh.